why former President Muhammadu Buhari was in a hurry to hand over power, Joshua Iginla. Prophet Joshua Iginla, the founder and senior pastor of Champions Royal Assembly, sends an important message to believers on why they shouldn't add more burden to the one their pastors are carrying. Interesting. Well, according to him, pastors have a lot of burdens to carry which are for the members of the church, but people keep pushing and insulting them. They do not know how heavy that burden is, so they always try to question him. He then said that it is wrong to claim that you covet the oil on a man of God, but you don't like the pastor. He then revealed why Muhammadu Buhari, the former president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, was in a hurry to hand over power. He said President Muhammadu Buhari was eager to hand over power because the burden of Nigeria was too heavy for him to bear. There is no magician anywhere that can perform magic in Nigeria. If you have not become a president, shut up until you become one. And if you decide to keep listening to prophets and pastors, you're literally on your own. I don't really know what to tell you. Especially when it comes to these elections, all these pastors tend to start giving their prophecies as to who would win, who would not win. And then you have pastors who, to be honest, when you look at how religious a society we have and the reverence that's given to them, the characters that they also exhibit is like, you're leading your people? Crazy. You look at religious institutions to change the mindset of the people, at least if you're going to, produce or you're going to influence the people to be of a certain type of character. And that's what you exhibit. It's actually very shameful because, you know our country and our society. In every 10 steps, there's a church. Take another 10 steps, another church. It's literally a whole industry by itself. And it's so business-like that it's all about membership and all that. So if they have to say the right things or things that would... it's crazy because you would think that it's just, celebrities or B-class celebrities that would say things to trend. You find a lot of pastors as well, engage in politics, not necessarily with anything important to say, but just to, trend on social media. They want to be on the trending list on Twitter. That's usually their aim. And what else is expected of them? So if you really give attention to these pastors, it's no one's fault, because the reason why they trend is because their members, their followers, give them the platform, give them the relevance, always react, always support, always tweet. Oh, my pastor said this, my pastor said that. And it highlights a bigger societal issue of always wanting to belong to a certain type of identity where, because you are a fan or because you are a member or a follower of a movement, you don't see when the leader of your movement does something wrong. No one wants to correct. No one wants to basically say the truth. And so, personally, I do not think you should take pastors seriously, especially when it comes to politics. But if you want to, that's your own. But the thing is, it's like the thinking of the people, we have to be unified. Like, if majority of the people hold pastors to such high regard, like, in terms of numbers, how do you begin to talk to somebody who believes that what the pastor is saying is the only truth that exists? And then his argument of, President Buhari was eager to hand over power because of the burdens of Nigeria is just absolutely, Buhari, I think, was one of the most disconnected presidents. In his second term, how many months did he even spend in Nigeria for the 4 years? He was flying in and out of the country. Do you know how disconnected you have to be as a president when there are rumors that you're dead and that there's a body double or whoever it is in the presidential villa representing you? That's how disconnected he was. That's how rumors were flying. So this Buhari that you're talking about and how the burden of Nigeria was too heavy for him just doesn't make sense, because at this point he probably didn't even know what the weather was like in Abuja. So it's like, what's the expectation? I really don't understand. And also when you realize that it's the same party that has won and their plan is basically to stay for another 8 years, that would be a total of 16 years. So if somebody or if a child or was born in 2015 at the start of Buhari's regime, by the end of Tinubu's presidency, let's say he does another 8 years, that's 16 years. And so with Nigerians talking and, not necessarily taking their politics as serious, we are all looking to escape the country. So really looking to this government and then saying, giving them excuses as to why they did not perform. Buhari was, too stressed. The party was this, the party was that. I mean, come on. Come on. If you really choose to listen to pastors, I do not know where to start with you. Well, a commenter by the name Jonathan Uke mentions, did anyone force someone to take the position of president? What you want is what you get. And this whole thing of, if you want to experience the same thing, you be president and let's see. It's like, how many people can be president? Only one person. So it's like, if you are in line or if you are in a position where that can be an aspiration of yours, you have the connections, you have grown up in government, you have the right people to, collaborate with to, set your path for you to get there, then you must know what you're putting yourself into. This man is a herbalist, not a man of God. Interesting. Nonsense. Buhari handed over when his time was up. In fact, Buhari was given another year. If he was given another year, he would still be there. Yeah, may thunder fire this man. Interesting. Buhari spends 8 years in his office. How can you say he rushed to hand over the position? Please, Pastor, drop it here and listen. Buhari surrounded himself with his incompetent relations and cronies. What do you expect? I thought you say he was in a hurry to hand over and escape to Niger Republic because he's aware of the mammoth fraud of his northern appointees, what they've done, and of course he was the director of all the fraud. Why are some of you pastors, or why don't you come out boldly and call a spade a spade? Interesting, and they're the ones who are meant to bear the truth. Very interesting. What do you think about this in the comment section below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.